Well, now joining us now from inside Parliament is the Conservative MP and member of the pro-Brexit European Research Group, Owen Paterson. Earlier today, he joined 22 other Tory MPs in writing a letter to the Daily Telegraph saying that no deal was still an option and that it would lead, in the end, to a better deal with the EU. So, Mr. Paterson, thank you for joining us. The Speaker's done you a favour, hasn't he? I mean, he's probably advanced the cause for you.
Hi, good evening. Yes, I'm delighted. It's very good news, this. I couldn't see the point in bringing back virtually identical text to the Commons to be defeated for yet another time, for the third time. We might have had a few people who might have voted for it, but there's still, I think, talking to MPs this morning, would have been a substantial majority. So I think we can now move on and grasp this opportunity. And as you touched on, the Prime Minister has a real chance to go to the Council on Thursday and make it very clear that the current law of the land, passed by an overwhelming majority of MPs, is that we will leave at 11 o'clock on the 29th of March, and that will deliver the promise to the 17.4 million voters in the referendum. It will deliver the promise to all those Conservative voters who supported their manifesto, which said we would honour leave by leaving the single market, leaving the customs union, and leaving the Court of Justice. And that would tie in with President Tusk's broad offer of March last year of a wide-ranging free trade agreement. And obviously we're very, very tight for time.
Mr. Paterson, in all candour, it would involve bringing back a whole lot of other things which have gone through, which you may not have liked, which could well pass.
I don't see why. We've got a strong hand. We can leave on the 29th. We save ourselves £39 billion, which is £64 million per constituency. And we are in a position to look the EU in the eye and say, right, let's go back to your offer of a wide-ranging free trade agreement, which Tusk made back in March. And obviously there isn't time to do that immediately, so you can use the proposals under the Malthouse Compromise to have stasis on tariffs and quotas and other areas.
You know Mrs May better than anybody, and you know that she would not tolerate a no-deal settlement. So she would have to go. You'd have to get rid of her, wouldn't you?
Well, we have this phrase no deal. It would be a managed world trade terms for probably quite a brief period, because the EU has
in all honesty, it would be a no deal. That's what you mean by a no deal.
It would be managed world trade terms, and under the compression, it would concentrate their minds remarkably, and they would rapidly discuss a free trade agreement, as was made clear when I saw Monsieur Barnier discussing the ERG paper on the Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland border. It was quite clear in discussions with...
Whatever she brings back next week, you'll vote against it.
Let me finish the sentence. It was made very clear in those discussions that that free trade offer is very much there and can be picked up. And under the compression of shortage of time, make it very clear that we will leave, we will honour the promise to the 17.4 million people. That will bring them to the table. That is a fact.
What are you going to do if we don't leave? What are you going to do if we don't leave?
If we don't leave, this whole saga carries on, and people would be dismayed. People come up to me in the tube, on the trains, saying, just get on with it. I talk to businesses, they are prepared, and they say there will be a wall of investment money once there is certainty.
Mr. Paterson, you know that business is absolutely horrified with what's going on today. A very prominent financial services outfit today declared that at least £6 billion worth of investment have gone abroad. The whole thing is a shambles, and it's a shambles of Parliament's making, and yours too.
I don't agree. I was run by a very successful businessman who has created hundreds of £millions worth of wealth and tens of thousands of jobs, and he made it very clear to me that he, his colleagues, his suppliers and his customers were ready. They'd taken the necessary steps, and they said the worst thing facing them is uncertainty. The very worst thing this country wants is another 2 years of wrangling on this issue. We should leave on the 29th, as is the current law of the land, and negotiate a free trade agreement.
Very good of you to talk to us. Thank you very much indeed.